From Washington, this is VOA News. Coming up, Syria's Prime Minister survives a bomb attack, plus developments in the Boston Marathon bombing investigation. Hello everyone, I'm Steve Norman reporting. Syrian Prime Minister Wael al-Halqi escaped a bomb attack against his convoy in Damascus, the latest attack targeting top officials in President Bashar al-Assad's government. Monday's blast caused casualties, but the Prime Minister was unhurt. Syrian Observatory for Human Rights says the blast killed 6 people, including 5 civilians. The assassination attempt comes as U.S. and UN leaders seek to obtain more direct evidence to corroborate reports the Assad regime used chemical weapons against its population. Speaking Monday in New York, UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon again urged the Syrian government to allow the investigation to proceed without delay and conditions.
A credible and comprehensive inquiry requires full access to the site where chemical weapons are alleged to have been used.
Last week, the White House said U.S. intelligence agencies believe with varying degrees of confidence the Syrian government has used sarin gas on a small scale against rebels. Car bombs have exploded in predominantly Shiite areas of central and southern Iraq, killing at least 18 people, wounding more than 50 others. Iraqi Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki is appealing for calm. Elizabeth Arrett has details.
In a televised address, Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki warned of spreading sectarianism, though he did not indicate who might be fomenting the strife. Sectarian violence continued Monday across Iraq, with at least 5 deadly bombings in predominantly Shiite areas. The country has been rocked by numerous bombings in recent weeks. Elizabeth Arrett, VOA News, Cairo.
Pakistani police say a suicide bomber killed at least 8 people, wounded 45 others, happened in the northwestern city of Peshawar as violence in Pakistan spikes ahead of the country's elections May 11th. Pakistan Taliban claim responsibility for Monday's attack, saying it is the latest in a wave of political violence that has killed dozens of people since almost 3 weeks ago. Most of the attacks have targeted candidates from secular parties opposed to the Taliban. The lawyer representing a family of the man linked to the Boston Marathon bombing suspects, says his client is cooperating with investigators. Attorney Richard Nicholson spoke to reporters Monday outside a home in the state of Rhode Island, just south of Boston. The home belongs to the family of a man called Misha. Relatives of the Boston bombing suspects, Tamerlan and Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, have accused Misha of radicalizing Tamerlan, the older of the 2 brothers. Misha's attorney said the family has answered all the questions authorities have asked of them.
What I told them to do was go about the normal activity, go about the normal day, and to date they have answered all the questions that have been asked of them by the authorities. They're fully cooperating, and that's it.
In an interview published Sunday by the New York Times, Misha is described as a 39-year-old man of Armenian-Ukrainian descent. He refused to discuss the nature of his relationship with the Tsarnaevs, but said he had not had any contact with them in about 3 years. Officials in Russia say President Vladimir Putin and President Obama have agreed to increase contacts between their countries' intelligence agencies following the Boston Marathon bombings. The 2 leaders spoke by telephone on Monday, the White House also saying the 2 presidents will hold a bilateral summit in Russia in September. Office of Afghan President Hamid Karzai says it received what it calls a small amount of money from the U.S. government over the past decade. In addition to billions Washington has spent on Afghanistan's reconstruction. Monday's statement from Kabul came in response to a New York Times article that said the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency had delivered bags stuffed with money to President Karzai's office throughout the past 10 years, allegedly for influence in Afghanistan. Authorities in Nepal are investigating reports of a fight between 3 European climbers and a group of local Sherpa guides at a high altitude on Mount Everest. Experienced climbers from Britain, Italy, and Switzerland were about 2,000 meters below the almost 9,000-meter summit when disagreements began between the two sides. The Sherpas reportedly asked the foreign climbers to wait on the mountain while they rigged some ropes. The Europeans said they ignored them. Get more news at voanews.com.